while Joe Biden continues not to campaign, continues to sit at home and do God knows what, continues to do fundraisers with Comcast. Now reports say they're organizing a fundraiser with him from Goldman Sachs. I mean, this man is so out of touch, it's unbelievable. Well, Bernie Sanders, I mean, honestly, I'm starting to worry about Bernie. I don't know about you, Jen. I'm starting to worry about Bernie. I don't know where this man has this energy. I mean, it's like he's like, a superhero. One day he's picketing with Walmart workers. Then he flies to picket with McDonald's workers. Then he tucks in with Verizon. I mean, where is this energy coming from? I hope he doesn't crash. So Bernie Sanders was on the protest line yesterday with McDonald's workers, which I'm telling you, this is the way to get votes. Be on the street, on the ground with the people. It's pretty much the same strategy we have as a media company. Get on the ground with the people. That's how people know who you are. That's how people become attracted to you. That's how people get inspired by you. And that's how people, in Bernie's case, will vote for you and donate, and in our case, become members. So Bernie also found the time, which I love, to remind the American people that Jeff Bezos is an economic terrorist. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. This is what oligarchy looks like, he tweeted. Amazon used its enormous wealth and power to kill a tax to build affordable housing in Seattle. 1 year later, thousands of people live on the streets, and the city continues to struggle with the crisis. And he tweeted to a story that I'm about to read to you. And for those of you Status Quo members, you remember a couple weeks ago, Jen, myself, Ty, we were in Seattle as the only national media on the ground there covering. It's not a crisis, folks. It's an epic catastrophe, what's going on in Seattle. And if you live in San Francisco, you know what I'm talking about. If you live in Portland, you know what I'm talking about. If you live in Los Angeles, you know what I'm talking about. Ty's about to do an interview in LA this week about the exploding homeless situation. 16% increase in homelessness year over year in Los Angeles. He's going to be on the ground doing some interviews there. So Seattle, we got there. I mean, Jeff Bezos and the Amazon balls are in the center of downtown, and everything around is just homeless people. And it's not like, this stereotypical image of like a drunk, sleeping on the streets. It's you and me. Normal people that cannot afford to put a roof over their head in Seattle, living on the streets. I want to read a story to you so you know just the dire straits that the people of Seattle are in. The wine was flowing as a group of Seattle's business elite gathered at Bar Cotto, an Italian restaurant in the city's trendy Capitol Hill neighborhood, where the menu features an expansive selection of salumi and pizzas topped with truffle oil or Calabrian chili. The topic for discussion: how to solve the region's intractable homelessness crisis. The usual ideas came up: donations to charities, tax code tweaks. Then Dilip Weigel started talking. The senior partner at McKinsey & Co. had written a report saying the city needed to double its spending to provide the roughly 14,000 additional homes needed for people who couldn't keep a roof over their heads. Philanthropy wasn't enough, he said, according to attendees of the November function. A lot more money was needed. The exchange underscored an impasse that's persisted in Seattle a year after Amazon and other companies beat back a city effort to raise money for homeless services through a tax on larger employers. So if you don't know what they're talking about, and as we reported on the ground when we were in Seattle a couple weeks ago, thanks to you and your membership got us to Seattle, basically because Amazon and the coding and software engineer jobs and tech jobs that have come in are mostly six-figure salaries. The rent in Seattle over the last 5 years has gone up 70%. Yeah. No, I didn't say like in the last 20 years, 5 years, 70%. So it's not just Amazon. You got Boeing, Microsoft, other Silicon Valley type companies. So because of, I'm not blaming coders. I'm not blaming all tech workers. Amazon workers, they went to college, I guess, or they work hard and they have skills. It's not their fault. But because of these jobs and because the high salary jobs, because Washington State has no actual income tax. So you think of Washington and Seattle as very progressive, but the state is very regressive when it comes to taxes. So basically, native people, like actual natives who are from Seattle and from Washington State, they can't live there anymore. And not everyone, has money to just get up and move. Not everybody has a relationship with their family where they could fall back and go move in with their parents. So you have the street littered with working people who actually still work, living in tent cities. And it's not like those tent cities are spread out from the nice places in Seattle. Those tent cities are immersed right in very nice, gentrified new apartment complexes. You see it right next to it. And frankly, Amazon's economic terrorism, that's what I call it. The city council, led by Shama Sawant, a socialist champion city council woman in Seattle, passed a head tax. And that head tax was going to charge companies like Amazon $250 a head. And that was going to go towards more affordable housing and alleviating this homelessness catastrophe. $250 a head is like pennies to Amazon, which is $1 trillion company. And you know what Jeff Bezos did? And I'm about to get demonetized, but I don't care. He fucking kicked and he fucking screamed and he threatened to take his ball and leave Seattle, and the city council caved because they're all bought off by that economic terrorist, Jeff Bezos. I said it, and I don't regret it, because that's what he is. And by the way, I am a hypocrite, and I'm okay admitting it. I did order this from Amazon because I needed it quick. This is the claw. This is the claw because I can't bend down. I'm a month removed from back surgery, and I've been bending down too much, and I've been hurting myself. So Jen was nice enough to order this on Amazon for me. But other than that, I'm not ordering from Amazon if I don't absolutely need to. Because let me tell you something. I do not believe that for progress in one area, quicker delivery and making life easier and making life easy for everybody. I don't believe for progress in that area, we just say, well, let's have a Hunger Games economically. And, that's too bad that, people who live in Seattle and San Francisco and Portland and Chicago and LA and Philadelphia and New York City, that's too bad. Hopefully they could find somewhere they could afford. Darth Corey, $2 in the swear jar. Thank you. No. So Jeff Bezos killed that $250 tax. And by the way, it would have barely made a dent in Amazon's bottom line. But it's not about the money. It's about the power. Because Jeff Bezos and Amazon and Walmart and corporate America, they don't want to give a inch. Because if they give a inch, they are very afraid of the progressive movement. Why do you think Jeff Bezos, after Bernie Sanders went on a crusade against him, gave? Because $15 an hour is pennies to Amazon, but he saw the movement growing. He saw that what he is doing and what Amazon is doing to its workers and this and that was starting to get a lot of national attention. And he did not want any more eyeballs on what he was doing. The exchange underscored an impasse that's persisted in Seattle a year after Amazon and other companies beat back that city effort to raise money for homeless services, which I just explained. Many businesses argue that the solution to the challenge isn't more government spending, it's government spending more efficiently. Local officials, meanwhile, have failed to articulate a clear plan while facing a regressive tax system that limits how new funds can be raised. That's led to a divide that's left little room for action. Quote, "It's all stalled," said Daniel Malone, executive director of the Downtown Emergency Service Center, which provides supportive housing, health, and employment aid. Not only did the tax fail, quote, "but I think the fight has kind of stalled out even the conversations of where to go forward." Chronic street homelessness in Seattle has become a constant reminder of civic failure in a progressive city that's thriving economically. Yeah, thriving for who exactly? Who is it thriving for? Because it's not thriving for people from Seattle. It's thriving for coders, software developers, and the rest. And I'm not knocking them. They work hard. They have skills. Good for you. But that does not mean everyone else should be kicked out or left to go sleep in a sleeping bag on the streets. Tent encampments are a regular sight along highways and under bridges, while makeshift shelters have appeared in neighborhoods where homes regularly fetch more than $1 million. In March, a local news channel produced a controversial documentary on the issue called Seattle is Dying that attracted millions of views and spurred calls for more aggressive response. Big companies' relief efforts have largely centered on donations to nonprofits and aid to the mayor's office. Oh, so basically Amazon and these other companies, so they could make money and hoard money hand over fist, they're creating the homeless catastrophe. They're perpetrating the economic terrorism. And then for the problem they created, they're so giving to charity. You see how capitalism works? You see how capitalism works? It's a racket. It's a racket.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statusquo.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statusquo.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.